right, here we go. Starting, it says started. There we go. All right. Let's get this going here. All right, give that about 20 seconds to get started. And here we go. I'm going to have to turn the volume down just a little bit, because main title theme is quite loud, and I don't want to get copyright striked if I can help it. Alright. Here we go. Load up our live chat. Okie dokie. Ready to get started here. Alright. Here we are playing Farming Simulator 2025 again, my friends. Actually, second live stream on this game. Okay. I don't even know where we're going to start here. Probably right here on this this game save slot. I think that's good. Alright, what do we want to do today? Hutan Pante, Riverbend Springs, Hutton Pante, Zylonka, Alakalipa, Matopeba, 2K25, Frontier, more Frontiers, Rancho Fundo. I mean, there's so much we could do here. It's just a matter of figuring out what we're gonna do. Then we got these new like DIY homestead stuff. I don't think we're gonna do forestry. Should we do forestry? I don't know if we should do forestry. Forestry is expensive, but you can make a lot of money. You know what? I already have a game save with forestry. Let's go ahead and let's get started with that. Make sure we get... Oh, why are these not on here? I could have sworn I had my... Where is it? Oh, it's this one right here. Alright, there we go. Make sure everything is all selected. And jump right in. Let's do this, comrade. Let's do this. Alright. Here we go. We just wait for the game to load. We just wait for the game to load. Yes, sir. Just for game to load. Just wait for the game to load. Then once the game is loaded, we go. Alright. I should probably stop talking. I feel like I'm digging myself in a hole here. Although I'm not gonna stop because I'm on a live stream. I just remember I'm not on a stupid YouTube video. I can't. I don't have that. I don't have that luxury. Here we go. 75%. It is taking a little bit longer than it usually does. It does have quite a bit of data to load, and that is mostly my fault for scattering everything all over the map. But we should be... Here we go. We're back again. Alright, back again. Let's not repeat throwing logs over the map, which happened last time I played on this. Okay, here we are. What were we doing? Or what was I doing, I guess I should say. Cutting wood. Whoa, hold on. Hold on. Run around. I enable this super cool feature I had called sprint speed. What the heck is this? Wait, what? Oh, well, what was that? Interesting, very interesting. That's an interesting thing that happened there. Okay, so what are we doing here? So last time I checked, which let me get a tractor so I could actually look out so you guys can see better. So last time, or I guess not on the stream last time, last place I left off, we had just opened up this new section here where we just cut down all these trees. I gotta remember which direction we were going. I think we're working our way, because if you look down there, and I mean towards the bottom, there's a stream there, and I think we were gonna run all the wood up to the bridge. So I still have quite a few trees that I have cleared out around to work with, so that is nice. So I guess we can go ahead and open up our thing here and get going. Let's get a nice view of the front here. Get it in nice and close, like that. Drop it down, make sure we're getting a good cut. And cut. There we go. Why is this not showing? It should be showing. It's not showing for me for some reason. Hold on. Why is hide the game like marker thing on? Is it the info? It is on. Or is it the help window? Yeah. I don't know why that was just off. It was on before. There we go. Now I can actually see all my controls again. That's nice. I love being able to see what I'm doing. Alright. Here we go. We're going to drag this log up to. This is actually a pretty chunky tree if you ask me. What is this? Probably, if I have to guess, 2,000 in a tree right here. Actually, maybe more. Alright. I'm going to need to find a spot where I can drag all these. Let's just try right there. There we go. And we're cutting at 6 meters here. Because, yes, that's the best one. I think that's what I pinpointed that the logging companies pay the most for. So we're going to do it like this. If not, that's fine. But it fits in my truck really well. And I don't really have to worry about it too much. About it not fitting in the truck. Alright. Let's tilt our self back here. Let's get a look at what we need to do next. I guess we just continue down the hill. Some of the smaller trees, like, I guess I'll take those two. Actually, I'll take all these trees. I think I tried my best to clear out all the little small underbrush trees out of the way with the mulcher. So that should be okay. Let's get this tree in. Make sure we get a nice, good, clean grab on it. Let's go down over just a little bit more. Should be able to cut right there. Yes, sir. Let's try not to crush ourselves here. Get up. There we go. Perfect and flawless. Just how I like my tree chopping to be. And we're going to back this up. I'm going to try and get it next to it, so in separate piles. That way it makes it easier with the grapple. At least with this grapple, because I love this grapple, the mod at least. But it is kind of finicky with the tree sometimes, so it's better to take multiple piles of small stuff here. All right, here we go. And we'll right there, I think is a good. Yeah, that's good. Two very neat piles of lumber. What every person likes to see. Let's raise it up just a little bit. Make sure we're not spreading them out everywhere. Shoot. All right, up we go. Now we get the tall tree here. This one is probably a $3,000 or $4,000 tree right here, my friends. This is a good tree. All right, let's get close again. Make sure we're right on the mark, and right there. All right, and I lower it, cut it, and up we go. Here we go. Oh, this tree's a little bit chunky. Just a little. Oh, I say just a little bit. That's a big chunky tree. Oh, we almost got stuck. All right, that should be good. Yeah, this is gonna make a lot of wood here. I'm actually gonna move it to this side. I want to cut it on this side this time, because I have two piles already over there. Actually, should I do a third? I'm trying to think of which side I want to do it on. Because of how the trees are coming up the slope angled like that, I guess this will have to work. This will probably work just fine. Alright. There we go. This is going to be the largest pile so far, guaranteed. I mean, come on. Look at that. It's massive. This is just a very tall tree. Very, very tall tree. Very tall tree. That should go just fine. Alright. Definitely the largest pile. This is a $4,000 tree. Easy. I'll bet easy. Alright. I want to get 4 piles before we load them all into the truck. Let's do this small little tree up here. I think that'll fit the truck perfectly. Make sure we get it right on target. There we go. Back up, go down, cut it. This is a little bit of a smaller tree. Oh yeah, this isn't really that big of a struggle for this machine here. Not that any of these trees have been a struggle really for this machine. This tractor is pretty good. Which this tractor, I think this mod, the Komatsu 911-5, I think in the game it only costs like 200-some thousand compared to the 400,000 some of the other ones cost. So it really is a very cost-effective tree cutter here, which is all the better because we're trying to minimize profit. All right, that was a really small tree. But let's back up here. Let's shut this down. Close the head. Shut it down, and let's go do a haul here. Let's load it up onto the truck, or I might load it up onto the truck and get the next shipment ready. I'm gonna shut this off either way. All Alright, switch over to, here we go. We got our little, I don't even know what you call this. The log runner. We got the little runner here. Let's make sure we get it pretty close here. And these trees are going straight to market, not to a production warehouse or anything. I'm trying to think of where I want it. I want it right there. I think that's a good place for it. Shut it down for now. I don't want to waste any of the gas if I can help it. Try and save as much money as possible. There we go. The Lizard Grapple Yarder. My favorite yarder. Personally, my favorite yarder. Alright. Or my favorite grapple, I guess, is what it is. Alright, and we're going to lower it down. And did I get it perfect? I did not get it perfect. There we go. Scoop her up. Leave a little bit of room for it to move around so the physics don't glitch out, because that's a thing. Alright, I'm going to drive forward here. About that much. Spin it around. Lift it up. Make sure it's all in as neat of a line as I possibly can make it. There we go. There we go. I'm going to need to push it forward just a little bit. Can I get it far enough forward? I think that's perfect, actually. Drop it. Ooh, perfect. Perfection. Everybody likes perfection. Alright, let's pick up this pile here. Nice and easy to get to. It's literally right in front of us. That is a wrong move there. That's not what I meant to do. Alright, there we go. It's this control I need to move. Awesome. Alright, got another scoop of logs here. Spin her around probably to about right there. Turn the, I was gonna say turret, but it is not a turret. This is not a tank. Turn the machine, swivel it just a little bit. That's gonna be right on it right there. Let's just drop it. Not bad. Yeah, I think 4 is gonna be the maximum for this. Let's pat it down. Pat it down just a little bit. I don't think I can get it down anymore. Okay, that's fine. Let's open up our handy dandy jaws here. And let's get, this is the big scoop. This will probably fill up the truck, and then I'll just try and figure out how I'm going to get those last few logs on the top. But it'll be possible. I'm not using the lumberjack mod to push it up on either. Alright, let's lower this down. Let's get a nice big scoop of log here. Oh yeah. There's a nice big scoop there. I'm going to push it forward a little bit, twist it, and then I'm going to run it straight in. Pretty simple. And I am using mouse and keyboard. I'm not using a controller at all, which I'm sure a controller would make it easier. But I'm not going to use a controller because I love to use the mouse functions for the crane controls. Alright, drop it. There we go. Is it all in a line? Move that around. Shoot, that's looking pretty good if you ask me. That's looking really good. Pat it down at all. I guess that's fine. Hold on. Quickly, I'm going to run out and I'm going to put a strap so that none of it flings or moves around at all when I put this last little load of logs on. Not that I think it would, but I don't want to take any chances because I don't want to have to completely pick up logs everywhere. That's also happened before. Again, outside of a YouTube video or a live stream. Because yes. Alright. There we go. Bring it back up and we're just gonna plop it right on top here. And if you can't tell, outside of the YouTube videos I did, I ended up playing the game quite a bit on my own because I absolutely love the Farming Simulator series. There we go. Yeah, because if you're coming from watching my, my YouTube video and then my previous live stream, you know that I'm usually really bad at this stuff. However, I absolutely love the series and I play it on my off time. Alright, not the series, I love the game and I play it on my off time. So yeah, that's why I've gotten better at it since my last YouTube video. Alright, here we go. Into town we go with this nice load of logs. And let's see, we probably have 2 or 3 $4,000 trees in here. Maybe a 5,000 on that one, so I'm expecting probably, I don't know, 12 or 13 grand, maybe 15 on the high side. I think 15 on the high side. I think 14 is a reasonable assessment of how much we might make here. 14 is preferably how much I want to make. By the way, if you're wondering, I am not obeying all the road laws here. I can try. Look, I'm using my blinker. Okay. Slow down, turn in. There we go. Yeah, I am not the best driver in this game. Part of that is because I'm on a keyboard and a mouse here, instead of a controller or whatever you guys use. And I know a quick shortcut around the normal entrance. You can actually come through here, ride on the rails like this, come to the side, and boom, the selling station's literally right here. It just makes it so much nicer. Am I over? I think I'm over the line now. All right, there we go. And we sell our wood. Okay, 14,000. I wasn't off at all. I was at 13,924. I call that 14,000. I don't know about you. I call that close enough. Let's try not to get run over by a train here. I could follow the tracks all the way down, but I don't know where the train is right now, if it's on the map or not. So we're just gonna go this way again. It's fine. You know, it's totally fine. Totally fine. By the way, I have a question for the Farming Simulator developers. Why does, on the vehicles, does it measure its usage in hours instead of miles or kilometers driven? Because on cars and stuff and trucks and stuff like that, you don't measure them by hours, like 300 hours or 500 hours or 10,000 hours. You run them by like miles, like 500 miles, the car's been driven, 10,000 miles, 30,000 miles, 400,000 miles, 200,000, you know, stuff like that. Or millions of miles if you're going to the trucking territory there. I don't know why it reads it in hours. It just seems weird to me, especially like on this vehicle, where it literally says has a, what do you call it? Meter to measure how the distance has been driven. All right, we need to go and stump grind a little bit. Let's go grab my tractor. My New Holland T8 8.410, whatever that is, or 8.410. Because yes, load this onto the front. Is this not a 3-point? I could swear this is a 3-point. Maybe it's not. Okay, I can sell that then. I didn't realize it was not a 3-point. Let's find it. There it is. Yeah, interesting. I thought that was a 3-point. It's not a 3-point. So now I just have this massive hunk of metal on the front of my vehicle. Okay. Or on the rear of my vehicle. Great, now I'm completely off balance. Oh well. We'll figure it out. I need to find... Okay, they're over here. Let's turn it on. I'm not going to lower it yet. I'll lower it... Oh, stop moving! Okay, yeah, this is a little overkill, I think, in a mulcher head here. But everything we do has got to be overkill, or else it's underkill. There we go, stump gone. I do not want to just drift. I'm sliding down the hill practically. Alright, let's go down just a little bit. Yeah, it is free rolling right now. I am not controlling that. Alright, that stump is gone. No, that stump is not gone. Oh, nope, stop moving. I need to go forward now without getting stuck on the stump. Alright, the thump should be gone now. The stump. There's one more here, and there should be 2 more up over there that I need to do. And then that should be all the stumps gone. Now, all the stumps are gone. Alright, moving up. Should be one more. Should be one more. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alright. If it would actually hurry up. Why are you driving so slow? Did I? No, there's a stump. Okay. There we go. All done. Turned it off. I could have sworn there was a stump I was running into over here, though. Let me zoom out. If I remember right, there were stumps over here I left on accident. Yes, there are. There are a few. Oh, there's quite a bit more than a few here. Yeah, I forgot. I left a few stumps over here. I also need to cut down that big tree, because I can't use it for anything, because my my cutter is not large enough for it. are you gonna like... Oh, it's not on, duh. I'm like, why are you not cutting? Alright, there we go. Cut that. Awesome. I'm actually going to turn around like this and put that down. There we go. Tree's gone. Move further back up the hill. It is so slow. So incredibly slow. But that's what you get. That's what you get when you are a cheapskate and you just buy whatever, without actually looking. You just buy based on price, not specifications. All right. I have one more stump over here and then one more up the hill. All right. Turn it on again. Or I guess it was never off. I just lifted it up off the ground. There we go. There's actually a little stick here I want to get out of my way so that when I'm ready to plow the field I can. Come on, go backwards. You got the power. I trust in you. Come on. Mulch. Why are you not mulching? Alright, it's mulch now, I think. Yes, it's mulch now. Alright, back up the hill we go. Back up the hill we go. Put it down. Munch that log to oblivion. There we go. And I'm going to turn this off so I can actually get up the hill with haste. Awesome. We're going to park that right there. Okay, it's time to look, because I'm running out of room here. I still got quite a bit of trees to chop down, but I do need to start thinking. Where does my own land end? I got to figure out where my land ends. So I'm right here. Where does it end? Oh no, I own both of these. So yeah, it ends on the river right here. So this one actually goes deeper. It goes all the way past this road up just a little bit north, which is right over there, I guess. So we got quite a bit of trees, but I'll have to jump to the other side of the river, which means I'll have to do quite a bit of clearing on that side so I can start staging all my equipment over there. All right, let's turn this on. Let's cut down this tree here. I think that will be a very good start. There's also a cliff right there that I do need to be wary of. Alright, we'll stack the logs. I want to bring it up just a little bit. Probably right there. I think that's a good spot to stack some logs. This is probably a $4,000 tree right here, so this is a big tree. Pretty tree. There we go. The logs are going all cockeyed, which is not ideal. Okay, there we go. That's reasonable, I guess. There's another one of these big trees which I can't cut down. Ooh, this is a little steep. I don't know if I can get back up this with the machine, but I can definitely go down it. Okay, I'm gonna have to go this way. There are quite a bit more trees in this little sector right here that I can deal with, actually. So I'm not completely out on this side of the river yet. Let's go forward, go into this view here so I can see better. Get this tree. How big is this tree, actually? It's a decent sized one. Probably 2 or 3 grand in this tree alone. Probably 3 grand. Or just under 3 grand, I think, probably. I don't know why I'm trying to guess how much each tree is worth. But I am. I guess, it is kind of a forwarder because it's bringing it up, but it's not. The cutter here can handle these slopes, by the way. Why are you turning all cockeyed, my friend? The tree's got a mind of its own. I also combine that with the fact that I can't drive straight. And the pilot right there. Yeah, see, it's turning on its own. I'm not doing that. It's lined up for me. I don't know what it's doing. But, alright, we got 2 different angled piles. Oh well. We'll have to deal with that. That's a problem for later when we have to actually scoop them up. Alright, there's another one right over here. There's actually one I missed that's down a little farther. Let's go and get that. If you see those trees down even farther, not the tall ones, but these 2 on this side of the river here, it's actually, yeah, I don't know what I was just trying to say. I was trying to say something, but my mind got way ahead of myself. Alright, can you cut? Let me cut. Cut, please. There we go. There we go. There we go. upsy daisy we go up the hill. Pretty smooth. I can't really see behind me, but I don't care. There's no one else online. Boopity boop boop boop. Go upsy daisy. Bring it to the side a little bit now that I'm getting over the hill. There we go. Now we can go at a reasonable speed. We'll stage the tree right here. Again, it's doing that weird cockeyed thing. I don't know why it's doing that. And nothing I can do fixes it. I don't know why. It just does that. Oh, now it's not. I don't understand. I don't understand the physics behind it. So, yeah. Or I guess it's a lack of physics of the trees while they're on the ground that's causing it to kind of wander in each direction. Alright. Now we just got these last few trees. Now the big trees I can't do anything with because my harvester is not large enough. Yeah, these little trees, they're so small, they're almost worth nothing. I'm tempted just to run the mulcher over here and mulch them all, but I'd be missing out on at least whatever profit I would get from them, so I'm going to leave them. Cut it, just bring it up there. Now I could do 4 piles of trees per truckload. I don't have a big truck, I have a little truck. A cheaper truck. Because the big trucks, you know, they're just more expensive. And I'm trying to build up. I'm at $300,000 now. So that's pretty nice. I don't know where I'm going. I'm not good at driving backwards. I can drive forwards with this machine, but for some reason, whenever I try and drive backwards, it all goes weird and cockeyed. Alright, pull it in right. Let's try to make sure it's reasonably close to the other one. Alright, that's 4 right there. That's probably a whole truckload's worth, but I'm going to gather some more. Probably another 1 or 2 truckloads worth. And just try and get this cut as clean as possible. Or I guess it's not a cut because it's not cutting into the earth. It's not like mining. This section cleared out. And I'll mulch those 2 smaller trees down there. I'm not going to even bother with them. They're not worth anything. Or they're not worth enough for my time to justify dealing with them. But this tree, however, is in fact worth my, well, maybe worth my time. It's not that much taller than those over there. It's just a dead variant, but I'll cut it down. And like I said, I'll mulch whatever I don't use. Just mulch it down to the ground. In theory, that would fertilize the soil, but that's not how this game logic works, I don't think. At least I don't think. There we go. Let's move this to the side here. So we're ready. Alright. This is going to be another small tree here. Yeah. About the same size as the last one, actually. That one I just cut down that I was thinking about mulching. Is there another one? I think there's another tall one down here. Yes? No, it's another one of these. Actually, this is a taller dead one. This is definitely a taller dead one, which is fine. If I can drive. But I'm not going to worry with those super small ones anymore. Oh my gosh, I'm tangled in the tree. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about these intermediate size because, again, they're probably worth like $300 each. Or money each. It's just not worth my time when I could be especially going for these larger trees, which I have enough to, after I completely clear out this property, I could sell my other property, but the idea of keeping it was to farm on it. Now the only issue with this property with farming, which may end up to why I sell this property instead of plowing it, is because of the hill angle it's at. Running a harvester up and down this, I mean, I guess if you ran it laterally instead of, or longitudinally, or however you'd say it, instead of vertically, horizontally instead of vertically, it'd be fine. Maybe we'll keep it, but plowing it's going to be an interesting story, especially with my tractor. It's not a very powerful tractor, and it is a big plow. I did go probably a little too large on the plow, which I could always downsize the plow if that's something we need to worry about. But the idea, again, like I was saying, the idea is to plow all this ground here and turn this into the farm after I've cut all the trees down from it. And that right now, that still is the plan. I'm just trying to think of how I'm gonna accomplish it. All right, let's get this down. Cut this tree. This is another decent sized tree. Let's get it up the hill. Ooh, yeah, pretty heavy. Pretty heavy. So all this eventually will be either plowed or, like I said, if this just ends up being too steep, which I'll try to plow it first, but if it ends up being too steep, it'll be sold. That'll give me a little bit more money, but right now that's not a very large field, and I could extend it just a little bit, but I don't really want to. I kind of like how it's shaped, how it's kind of small. But like I said, everything is subject to change. All right, let's get this log pile back up here. I'm not a fan of how I position this or how I planned this out. Let's move it just a little bit that way. As long as I can get it with the grapple easy enough, that's all that matters. All right, one more. There we go. All right. Now, how many more trees do we have over here? So is that on this side? Yeah, it is. Okay, there's one really large one. Or no, yeah, because all these are intermediate. No, there's a few more I can get. Actually, probably 2 more. Yeah, 2 more. After this one, 2 more after this one. Which I got to get in a very funky angle to get to this one in here. It is definitely in the bushes just a little bit. I can't really see much from this angle. Alright, it looks about right. Let's go down. Oh, that is a little too far. Cut it there. So, how am I going to get out? Let's let the tree fall. I'm trying to think of how I'm going to get this out. I may actually have to bring the grapple down here and grapple this out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this. Let's straighten out first of all. Let me try and pull it this direction a little bit while I, ooh, it might slide on this little tree right here. I think it is. Okay, I think we'll be fine. I don't think it's going to get stuck. Now, will we be able to cross it or tilt it enough before we get to this big tree? Yeah, okay. I was worried that, oh, well, I say that. Oh, no, okay. This could be interesting. Hold on, I literally can't see anything. Can I get it out? Okay, I can get it out like that. Now let's tilt it back like that. There we go. All right, we're out of the woods. That was a little interesting, but we're out of the woods. And we'll just go put this logs right next to the other and keep going at it, I guess. I'm actually gonna move this over here just a little bit. There we go. Drop it right there. Very nice and simple. Very nice and easy. I love it when stuff is simple and easy like this. It makes it all the more simple and easy for me. There we go. This is a large tree too. So we have 2 really large trees or 3 really large trees in the bunch so far out of this. Or is that 4? I'll call it 4 really large trees. Well, no, 3 really large trees and 1 large tree, and then the rest are medium or small trees. Right, there's one more right here, and then there's one more, or actually a few more next to it that I can go after. We'll chase here, and then I'll just bring the mulcher in here, mulch it out all down, and then we'll actually get started on hauling some of it out. Is that gonna crush me? No. Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, then we'll start working on getting all these logs out of here and actually getting paid. Let's see, so plus 2 trees down there plus the one we have, or 3 trees down there plus the one we have right now, so that's 4. So still in the ground plus the one I'm carrying is probably 4 trees, so that's a whole load, so that's give or take 14,000. And then 2 loads after that. So we have almost $40,000 in trees here. So that's a good. So I'll get us up to around 350, I think. Hopefully that's the idea. Around 350, I'll be plenty happy with that. However, this is not a very large. Whoa, what was that? Hold on, that was not okay there. I'm gonna have to completely grab that one separate with the grapple now. All right, whatever. Just a slight annoyance. Gosh, I really want to knock out this big tree right here with the mulcher and get it out of the way, because right now I'm having to go all the way around it. But we'll deal with it for now. Alright, let's make sure we grab this tree nice and easy. I can't wait. I hope one day they make it so you can actually damage your machines. Like if a tree lands on it, that'd be a toggleable feature, obviously. But something, you know, for realism. You know, you can damage your equipment and you have to repair it if a tree falls on it. That would just be a very unique modifier, I guess. Or at least I'd think, a very realistic, unique modifier. But who knows? Who knows what people want? Alright. And there we go. This is a decent sized tree, I'd say. This is probably a $3,000 tree. Right here. Now, when I said 30,000, that's give or take the fact that not all of these are large trees. Some of these are smaller trees, and they're probably worth like 1,000 or 2,000 each. So it may be less than 30 grand actually, but we'll see. Keep in mind, we're at 300,000, 305,000, almost 306,000. So yeah. All right. Let's take out this dead one here. There we go. It's gonna go cockeyed. I think I'll be able to get out fine. Actually, there's quite a few more trees back here. I didn't realize that there were. There's a nice little pond. So I might be able to get some more out of it. There are still quite a few trees on the property though. Like all the way down there to the road I own. So there's quite a bit more lumber to cut here. But we're not gonna be just cutting lumber today. We got other stuff to do as well. So hang tight. It's gonna be a little bit of a longer stream today. But I like longer streams. My voice doesn't, but I do. Alright, there we go. This is a smaller tree as well. Yeah, a smaller tree as well. The deeper I go down around this pond, which actually I may not go too deep around the pond because I kind of like the aesthetic with the trees around it. You know, it gives it like a unique old, you know, like untouched vibe, so I might leave part of it here. But we are really on an angle here. I just realized this thing doesn't really have any horizontal travel as far as stabilization goes. Can I cut this tree? Ooh, this tree might be too large. This tree might be too large. Nope, I can cut this tree. It is a big tree. Well, actually, it is not a big tree, now that the more that I look at it. But I think we should be fine. There we go. Oh, it is heavy. It feels heavy at least. But I don't think it's that big of a tree. Alright. I'm getting some use out of this little machine here. I mean, you could tell just how many times I've been back here just by the fact of all the tracks going through the dirt. Alright, straighten it out, and let's put it into a pile here. I want to do just a few more trees. I want to get that done up to the river right there. Or to the pond. At least up until a point in the pond when I'm happy with the trees around the pond. Then I won't cut any more around it. Because I still want it to look nice. I mean, I want to be and use as much and be as efficient as possible, but at the same time I want to maintain, you know, a very neat aesthetic or something. Something like that. Can I get this? I think this is one of the big trees, but let me try and see if I can get this tree. Tree. Oh, tree may be too large. I think it is. Yeah, my claws can barely fit around this thing. Hold on, let's see. Yeah, tree is too thick. Now there's this tree. I don't like the position it's in because it's kind of surrounded by this shrubby, disgusting little bush tree here. Oh my gosh, the slope is just so extreme. It's going to be hard to plow this. That's another thing I got to think about is part of this may not get turned into farmland over here because it's just so, the level and angle is just so extreme. So I don't know how much worth it's going to be, you know, just going through with the mulch roll here. Obviously, I'll clean out all the stumps. But, you know, some of these trees I might just end up leaving because it's going to take more, and I just cut that way too high because I was talking instead of paying attention. Yeah, I just may end up leaving a lot of this. Obviously, like I said, stumps coming out with the mulcher either way. But, you know, the larger trees, I can't cut these large trees that you're seeing me leave around. And then obviously around the pond, the angles are just way too extreme to get the tractor with the plow in there, so I'll leave them. All these little shrubby trees and those two down there right in front of the river are going to get gone as well. I'm just going to mulch those. I'm not going to deal with going and getting them. They're just not worth that much. But we do have quite a nice little set of wood going here. Like I said, this is probably, well, now that I've added to it, no, this is probably 30,000 right here. If I had to guess, that's a very generous guess. Let's get that straight. That's a very generous guess, 30,000. But I like to make generous guesses, so yeah. This is a decent sized tree as well. I didn't think that there were any more trees of this size down there, but this is pretty good. All right, we'll end that there with the cuts at least. Let's go get the mulcher and deal with that. And when I say mulcher, I mean the tractor with the mulcher attachment. All right, let's shut that off. Let's put it out of the way. We'll go over to, here it is, my overly sized mulcher for my tiny tractor. It does not like the hills, and it wants to pop wheelies, and the brakes don't like to work on it. So, but we're working with what we got. It was the only decent tractor I could find at a reasonable price. All right, where are the first set of stumps? It looks like they're going to be right here, so I want to work my way from the bottom up. Slow down. I mean, I guess if I want to work my way from the bottom up, I might as well go all the way down here and just get rid of these trees right here, the shrub and everything. That way it's prepped for plowing. So let's just go around here. Let's turn it on. I can't really lower it in this position because of the angle. Let me go back here so I can actually look and see where I'm going. All right, there we go. And it's not going to want to cooperate already. Nice, that's just what I wanted to do. I'm going to have to lower it to get these other little shrubs out of the way. This disgustingness. There we go. All right, and then this tree right here is going to go. I'm not going to bother to cut this one down. It's just not worth my time. All right, there's another little shrubby one right back here that's going to go. And then I could start working on getting the plow down here. And then this tree right here. Pretty much any tree that I have not already cut down at this point that's in front of the river is going to go. And this one didn't disappear. It, okay. That, my friend, is not ideal at all. Can I grind over this? I don't think I can. Okay. Ah, shoot. That is not how I wanted this to play out. You were supposed to, my friend, cut at the stump, so I didn't have to go and grind all the way down. But I guess I'm going to have to grind this tree all the way down, which I'm not against doing. It's just not as convenient as doing it the other way. But I could just make a run like that, lower it right there to get rid of the small parts, and then raise it. And I'll just go back over, and it should, I think, well, I'd say should, but it didn't clear it all out. Now we'll lower it, and we'll go back through, and this should handle the rest of it. At some point, it's not the fastest thing. Okay, lower it, and I'm going to set it down on top of it. Is it going now? It doesn't seem to want to be going. Okay, my friend, why? It can't be simple. It has to be very difficult. All right, there we go. There we go. Now it's doing it. All right, there we go. Finally. My goodness. Trees don't want to work right sometimes in this game. There's a stump here actually. Make sure we grind that up. There's a few stumps here. Let me cut down this little tree. Why? I don't understand why. Oh no, there it goes. I was gonna say, I'm like, am I really gonna have to completely chop up this tree again? There's actually two stumps over here now. I can see it. Oh my gosh, it does not like going up the hill. I don't think I have a sharp enough turning radius. So let's cut that tree down. I'll have to pull forward and to the left just a little bit here, and then back up, and we'll get these two stumps. Where'd the second stump go? I see the one tall one. Where'd the little one go? Am I over it? I might be over it. There it is. All right, cut. Perfect. I'm just gonna leave these trees honestly because it's just too extreme for the plow to get back here. So I'm not gonna waste, because they look good there, and I want it to look good. Are there any stumps around? Yes, there are. I need to make sure I get all the stumps in this little tree up there. Stop! Don't go into the river, my friend. All right. And I turned it off. Let's back up. Let's get these few stumps. Lower there. Got it. And then we should be ready to hook up the plow and get started with that. Of course, once I get this last tree out of here and these last 2 stumps. I think there's only 2 stumps left, right? Or 3, yeah, 2 stumps and then 1 tree. And then we're good. Stop! Oh my goodness. This plow is just way too heavy. Way too heavy. Got that stump. Now I need to get this tree, and now I'll just pull forward and get the other one, and that should be good. Actually, now that I look at it, there are some more stumps back there where I was cutting the trees. Ugh! I gotta go back and go do those 2. And there's another one. They're just popping up everywhere. Alright, stop! Jeez. Just always wanting to go into the down the hill here, which makes sense. Gravity. Alright, one more stump over here, and then it looks like I think there's 2 stumps over there. I think I only cut 2 stumps out of that area right there. Ugh, doesn't want to work its way up the hill. I mean, I can't remember how much horsepower this tractor is. I think it's 300. I think it's 300, but I'm not entirely sure. Alright, there we go. One more stump? No, there's some more. Stop moving. My goodness gracious. You have the case of the zoomies. Alright, I'll just leave the other stumps. I think it'll bring aesthetic to the pond. No, oh, no. Hold on. One more tree. The big boy tree. The biggest one of them all needs to go. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to move this out with my current equipment. Yes! It cut the whole tree. Alright. Let's get to plowing here. Now, plowing the field's gonna be interesting. Mainly because of the angle of the field. This may determine whether or not we get to keep this property or I sell it. And that the whole fact that this plow is just way too large for this vehicle. So you combine that and the fact that yeah, it's just yes at this point. The plow is not in an optimal condition, not with the excavator attachment there. Let's hook that up. I'm gonna drive over it just a little bit. I'm gonna back up. I'm not gonna cross the river. No, okay. Before I cross the river and get stuck. There we go. Now the question is, I see another stump. Gosh darn it! This is really starting to get annoying. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hook the mulcher to the front of the tractor and the plow to the back. And then if I see a stump, I'm just gonna mulch right over it as I'm plowing the field. I think that's a good idea. That's called improvising. I am completely trampling this other field down too. Right, where's that stump? Put it down, turn it on, and grind. Alright, there we go. Then I'm gonna hook the plow up to it. Perfect. And I don't think I own enough of the property over here to continue down this way, but I want to be sure. I guess I should have been sure before that. How far down? Oh, I actually do own it all the way down. So I can expand the field this way if I want to. However, for now, I think this will be a decent enough sized field to at least start off and get all this shrubbery out of the way and open it up a little bit. Alright. Now for the plow. Which side am I on? Let's lower it. Or no, I need to unfold it first, I guess. I guess that would help. And that is not the side I want the plow on. Okay, let me switch it. Yeah, rotate plow. I want it on the other side. I want to start on the other side. Like that. There we go. Perfection. And now we turn on create fields and we lower the plow. Look at that. Oh, that's nice. It's finally nice to be able to plow this field. Now, again, going uphill with this plow is going to be very interesting. Because of how steep the gradient is. So we'll have to see. There's another little tree I forgot to remove there that I probably should have. Actually, that is a shrub right there. Hold on. We got to raise the plow, unfortunately. There's a few stumps here that need to go. Oh my gosh, I hate that. That's why, however, I still have this on the front of the stinking tractor. Because I knew that I would run into this while I was trying to plow the field. It's not going to let me cut this. Oh, it is going to let me cut it at this angle. I'm like, please let me. There we go. Ugh, perfect. Perfection, perfection. We're going to go back and do this one right here and clear this out of the way too. There we go. Oh my gosh, I love it like that. All right, now I need to realign my plow because my plow is all out of line here. Let's lower the plow. It'll just be a little crooked, but that's okay. Straighten it out as much as I possibly can. Try and get reasonably close to the edge here of the river. I think that's reasonably close enough. Make sure we follow the contour as much as possible so we maximize our growing area, but give our tractors enough room to get around. Oh yeah, and I can already feel that uphill gradient really starting to affect the speed of the tractor and plow here. This is going to be miserable going uphill, I guarantee it. Absolutely miserable. Okay. Here we go, starting to go uphill now. How slow are we going to go? Not how low can you go, how slow can you go? That's about how it's going to be. 3 miles an hour. I mean, it's not horribly slow, okay? I was really starting to think we wouldn't be, well, okay, hold on. Before I start to talk and get myself into a pit here, the tractor is not happy with pulling this up the hill, but it's doing it. I'm happy that it is doing it. Oh my gosh, it did it. So this hill is not, well, for the harvester, maybe. I don't know for the harvester oh my gosh, my tractor's sliding. Including the stupid, what is it, probably 5,000 pounds or 3,000 pounds on the front with the mulcher, it's still sliding. Actually, probably 5,000 pounds. It looks to be a pretty chunky mulcher for a tractor of this size. Don't ask me how 3 points is holding this up. But this field, I think, is 100% doable. For a combine, as long as you do it horizontally, I think this field is 100% doable. All right. I'm going to want to probably rotate the plow here. You know what? Actually, I'm not. Because of how the angle at which I'm doing this, I feel like it'd be better this direction. There we go. I love it when the plans work together in unison. Just seems so good. Now, we do have to go up the hill one more time, so I may change my mind about all this, depending on how long it takes to go up the hill. Alright, turn here. There we go. Try and turn enough. It does not like this turn at all. Really does not like the turn. There's a few spots I'll have to go back for as well because, yeah, it's just too sharp. With this plow, at least, I should have brought a cultivator that specializes in tearing up new ground. That would have been a lot easier. But I did want to plow the ground, so we're stuck with the plow. It was a big percentage off in the used shop, so this is what we're dealing with. And now we go to our uphill section again. Now, this is a much sharper corner than before, so I'm going to have to really angle myself this way. It does not like this. It is just sliding. Okay. We may end up having to go sell this and buy a cultivator if I can't get up this part of the hill. I think I'll be able to, though. And, okay, we got that one section out of the way. The question is it too sharp? It's just going to leave another little hole? It doesn't look like it. I think I'll be okay here. I think we're at the perfect angle. Well, I say that as it leaves a little hole there, but we'll come back for that and we'll get that out of the way. Especially because the corner is still pretty darn sharp. But it is doable, my friends. It is doable. So we can continue to keep this property because it's not going to be too steep of an angle. I still have to cut that side of the river, which that'll be a whole nother field. And I haven't decided how deep I want to cut the trees out the direction I'm going in right now. Because I kind of like the trees there, especially behind the mine right there. Or the production site, the coal production site. So I don't know about that yet. Alright, let's make sure we try and get rid of any holes. No, okay, no holes. Alright, now that I can actually see what I'm doing and it's not covered by shrubs anymore, that I have a defined line to follow, it's way easier to plow this. Like I said, the only concern I have is going to be a harvester at this angle. Obviously, it's only going to be able to work horizontal. There's no way, and I mean no way, that I'm going to be able to take a harvester vertically up and down this field. Just not possible. I mean, look, this tractor's, given it's a smaller tractor, but it's still struggling to go up the hill. It was struggling to go up the hill just with the mulcher attachment. I wonder if I removed the mulcher attachment if it would help, but I'm really using it for front wheel right now. So I kind of need it. As unfortunate as that is. This corner is also getting very sharp up here. I'm going to swing this wide. It is going to create an indent in the field, but there's no way I could make this corner without going wide. That, and it's just so slow. Just so slow. Ground deformation. You can really see the ground deformation in here, though. Look at that. It's just beautiful. I'm glad they added that. That just needed to be in the game so bad, especially since it's literally a farming game. Yeah. Alright, we did this corner just fine. Let's start working on actually turning this direction. Hopefully it doesn't create another hole. I don't think it would. I believe that we should handle this just fine. Yeah, no problem at all. No complaints. And now I just need to get back online, or I guess not online, on the line, and just continue to plow the field. Sorry if this part's a little boring. I'm really trying to come up with a cover talk here, but it's kind of hard. I mean, there's not really much to explain. We are plowing a field on a steep hill. That's about all I have to explain. So, like it or not, that's what we're dealing with. I'm going to take this corner a little bit wide again, and cut back over here. I know I'm making it sharper by doing that, but I'm just going to have to keep backing up and doing weird funky angles until I get it right if I don't. So, yeah. And even this corner down here is really starting to get sharp. It's forming into a triangle is what it's doing, which it is kind of a triangle shaped field, so take from that what you will. It's just making it a little more difficult though to plow it and not have to keep coming back for holes and all that. Also, I'm getting more grip when I'm actually driving on the ground, so maybe I should spend more time driving on the ground rather than half into the little ditch there. Because we are actually moving at a little bit faster speed. And faster speed means more efficiency. More efficiency means BuildBox is happy. Alright. And right when we get into a really tough part, I have to go off to compensate for the corner, which is going to greatly make my tires spin. Pretty much. This is going to be probably the steepest part of the hill right here. Can we do it? We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Look at that. Perfection. I'm going to have to come back for a spot there too that it just didn't get. But perfection. I love it when it works like that. Alright, now we just got to do that. How many more times? Probably 5 more times. Well, okay. To give myself credit, probably not 5 more times. 3 more times. So starting at this corner, right here, we'll have to go around 3 more times. That's my estimate here. Cast your lots, cast your bets, cast your whatever right now, but that's what I'm guessing it's going to be. Alright, let's turn here. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the spots we have to go back for do not count. So here we are. First side of counting how many passes it's going to take. So my current bet is 3. I may live to regret that. I may not. We'll see. But I think we could do this in 3 more passes. This being the first pass of that 3 pass bet. I think it's, well, I'm jumping back and forth between whether or not I think it's possible, but I think it is. And like I said, these little holes, you know, right there, that doesn't count as a pass having to go back and fix that. I'm not counting that as a pass. Unless it's very large. Ugh, scoot your butt up this hill, my friend. I do not give the New Holland permission to quit. He is forced to power through it. And that is a very big hole I just realized I left behind. Or it's not that bad. Not that bad. Alright. I'm loving it. Alright. Cut it around. Another really sharp corner here. I am going to probably be stuck with another hole. Oh no, it's not. It was actually sharp enough to the point where the plow, game logic wise, recovered the whole spot. So we got that going for us. Alright, turn here. This is the second pass so far of that 3-pass bet. I am questioning my decision to make said 3-pass bet because I don't think we're going to be able to do it in 3 passes here. But I don't know. Maybe. It's going to be very close if we do. Going to be very, very close. Alright, let's turn it around like right here. Oh my gosh, it's so slow. So incredibly slow. Alright, there we go. Make sure we're maxing out the usage of the plow here. Alright, I need to start turning. Alright. Is that? I think that's a good enough swipe out there. I'm not so sure about this whole 3-pass thing. I think it's going to take more than that because I just really missed a big chunk right there. Cut it. Sharp, 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 sharp corner. Very sharp corner with this plow. Ooh, that's a big hole. But that shaved off such a large amount there. There we go. I like how I'm just fantasizing about whether or not I'm going to do this in 3 passes or not. Which obviously this is the 3rd pass, so I almost 100% guarantee we're not going to get it in 3 passes. So I was wrong about that. 4 passes. That was a solid 4 passes left. No, I'm not going to say unless because there's just no way. I could, to get it around faster, I could just lift it and turn. Turn on a dime like this. It's gonna work, it looks like. Perfect. Let's try and get a big a scoop out of this as we possibly can, while making sure I continue to get all the actually turn it into field instead of missing part of it. There we go. There we go. Awesome. Look at that. There we go. Let's spin her around and hit up with our 4th pass and hopefully final pass here. I don't think I could do this in 1 run. I was thinking about it for a second, but I don't think it's possible. Hold on. Yeah, no. We still got to come back 1 more time. And then that's this field done here for lot number 21. Too bad the game doesn't recognize this as improved property now that we've cleared it, so it's not going to be worth more when we sell it, if we have to sell it. So I still may be wasting my time with this. We'll see. We shall see. Alright. There we go. There we go. I think that's it. I think that's it. Let's fold up the plow. That is it. We have successfully, on this steep hill, plowed that field. Nice. Just took way longer than it should have. Now, we have some log runs to do. Hooray, everyone likes the log runs. All right, I'm just going to turn the tractor off here. Now, let's bring the truck over here, and we got some work to do with this as well. Because yeah, I could get a trailer. Is it worth it? I'm trying to think here. It might be worth it to go pick up a trailer. I can pull a trailer with this. Hold on. Let's see if this specific mod has a trailer. It'd be in logging, I presume. Let's go all the way down. Here it is. Wood transport. Does it? It's got the truck. It doesn't have a dedicated trailer. But I don't need one from the specific mod. I want a double axle trailer. I don't want the little pivoting front trailer. Something like this. That's $25,000. This is just 38. 3,800 is not bad. How big is this? This doesn't look very large. Yeah, I want the double axle, but it doesn't look like they have one. Let's go into this and see. Do they have, you know, just like a double? They don't have a double axle version. Gosh darn it. Okay. What about this one? You can't really edit this one at all. But do I really need to? I mean, 25 grand versus 3,800. Could I deal with I mean, I can deal with it. It's just going to be a nightmare to back up if I have to. All right. I don't think it matters at all which one it is. Preferably the one with more tread since it doesn't cost anything. Obviously a log one, design color. Let's go with the same as the other one we got out there. I don't remember which red it is. Is it this red? Actually, I don't think it's red. I think it's like a pale color. Do I have it in custom? No, I don't have it. All right. I guess we'll just stick with that design color, and then the rim color will just be black. All right. We have a trailer now. For 3,800 bucks, we were able to get a trailer. I think that's a screaming deal, especially because we got a lot of logs to do. You know what I could do is actually load up a full load here, and then on my way down, go pick up the trailer. So let's do that. We'll load a full load, and then I'll bring the trailer back, because that should be enough to get the rest of all of this, really. It should. Should, keyword should. Let's get my grapple started here. And let's get a nice full scoop of this wood right here and load it into the back. Alright. Scooper duper. I think that should be good right there. Let's bring it down all the way. Wasn't good. Needs to be right there. Awesome. Pull it up. Nice full scoop right there. Yummy yum for the grapple, that is. All right, there we go. Try not to roll over my truck, lol. And we'll just drop it like that. Smooth. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Just gotta remember that. Let's bring it forward, open the jaws, lower it, grab the logs. That was a good grab there. I want to lift it up, twist it around. I think that should be good. Right there. Lower it. That was not good. Need to come this way just a little bit more. And then drop. Perfect. Man, this is just working out so well. So well so far. We'll turn it like so. And then drop it like this. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Love it when a plan comes together like this. There we go. We'll load it up into our truck here. And then we'll go get started and go get that trailer we just bought, I guess. Again, I don't know how I feel having to buy a trailer, but I think it will benefit us, especially in the long run. The more logs we do, I think we'll end up thanking ourselves for doing it. This one log right here is not an ideal position. Is it? It is definitely not. Let's lift it up, grab, and pull it over like that. Awesome. Little fine touch right there. Let's get this last little stack right here, and then we'll just go get the trailer. Honestly, I think we could probably do this all in one more load with that trailer, which instantly makes it worth it, because that's one thing I don't like about having to do with logging is always haul the logs everywhere. It always just seems like the most time-consuming and boring part besides stacking them in the trailers themselves. So I think it's going to be worth it, at least for me. You take from it what you will, but for me it's going to be worth it. All right, let's drop it down right about there. Love that. Oh, let's try not to scoop it all out of the truck again. Turn that off. It's not what I meant to do. Turn on our tension straps here, and let's go deliver the wood. Oh gosh, I could use the road now that I've plowed all this down. Oh, this is sketchy. This is a steep hill, by the way, guys. Like, this is not steep. This is a very steep hill. But I do have a bridge from my mine. Just gotta do a little bit of forebuying here. There's my homemade bridge. Boop. Over it. There we go. Now just gotta make it up onto the road. No one's coming. No one's coming. Awesome. Oh, let's try and stay on the road at least. Try not to hit the stone rim of it either. All right. Now, you know what I should check? What I didn't check at least was whether or not the coupler on the back of this vehicle will couple to the trailer. Uh-oh. That may be a mistake there. I'm gonna pass it right here. Buddy, you are moving way too slow. Let's take a look at what it is. Oh no. We might have an issue here. We'll come back and we'll try and hook it up to be sure, but there might be an issue with the trailer I just bought. We may not be using that trailer. In which case, I might just end up making a few more loads because, let's face it, if I bought that other trailer for, what, 25 grand, that pretty much means I made nothing off all this. Pretty much means I made nothing. So, I don't want that to be the case. I want to at least have some profit to show for it. Oh, only 11,000? Hopefully there's 20,000 in this next load. I mean, given there's three and a half loads there, so we still could get over 30 grand, which is my initial estimate. But still, that's considering the last payout was 14 grand. That's pathetic, honestly. Honestly pathetic. But let's turn our attention towards the thing that matters right now. Okay, it will work. It is a Pinto hitch. All right, I just wanted to be sure. Oh my gosh, this is gonna make hauling so much faster. Like, you guys don't even, unless you've like played the game and you do a lot of logging, you don't even comprehend how much time it's gonna save me. Buddy, I'm not paying the insurance for that. I'm just gonna drive away. That was your fault. Okay, this is my reality. You're gonna pay for that because you're the one who wasn't looking before you decided to, without putting your blinker on, mind you, turn out in front of traffic. That's what you get. You get a broken front end. But in this game, I guess you don't really get broken front end. So yeah, lucky. You consider himself lucky. But this is gonna double the speed of hauling the logs everywhere, which is so nice. And at only $3,800 what I paid for it, it is a absolute steal for a trailer. Like I said, I wish I had a double axle version instead of the swivel hitch right here, but you know what? I'll take it. All right, there we go. We got our new trailer. So now the idea is instead of 2 or 2.5 loads, we can do this in just 1. So let's see if my superstition is correct. I'm gonna load the truck first because I want to keep the weight over the rear of the truck. At least the majority of it. So I want to fill the truck up first, obviously. And then we'll fill up the trailer and see whether or not it is possible or not. That is this was a massive tree. I want to clarify that the tree these logs came from was absolutely massive. By far the biggest tree I think we've cut down so far with this particular cutter, because I can't cut down the super large trees, but this just was a large tree. So hopefully that means big money. Let's drop it in there. Oh, there we go. Like I said, we're going to load the truck first. Let's go grab this far away stack of wood over here. Drop the grapple right about there. Am I in the center? Did I do it right? I think I did it right. I'm just a little off. Okay, who cares? There we go. This was another large tree too. This is a good sized tree right here. So we got a few good decent sized trees, which is good because considering the abyssal payment from the last load we took, this should be, but that was all small trees. So you gotta have some a little bit of leeway with that because that was just all small trees. These are larger trees. All right, let's make sure we drop this all in the thing. Perfect. Now we have 2 big trees in the back of the truck. I could probably fit 1 more large tree. Do we have another large tree? We don't really. I gotta fix this log over here from its little voyage it had on its own. Let's fix that really quick. Lift it up, twist it, and I'm gonna set it right back down in its pile right here where it belongs. And there we go. And then I'm gonna grab this pile, the big pile right here. Can I grab it all? I can. Perfect. And this is gonna, oh please, oh man, why did you have to do it? You know what? I'm gonna end up mulching that. I'm not coming back for that pathetic piece. All right, and this is gonna go into the truck here, right on top. Gosh, I really should grab that other piece of wood there. I do not want to go back for just one little tiny piece though. I don't like when that happens. All right. Let's move this over. Here. Come on. Come on. I got to go forward a little bit with it. There we go. All right. Done for this. Now, we need to load all the smaller trees. Oh. Gosh, that's a lot of trees. Can I fit that all in the little? Given, I could put one more tree up on top of this truck. A small one. Let's get a small one. Let's do the one all the way over here. I want most of the weight to, well, with the large trees, most of the weight is in front of the truck here. But I want to utilize the trailer as well. But I want to make sure it is possible to do in a shorter amount of loads because I do not want to take 2 trips. The whole point of taking this trailer, buying this trailer, was so I didn't have to do multiple trips. So, yeah. We're going to attempt to make this work. If not, then whatever. We're just going to have to deal with it. Alright. I want to bring it a little bit this way because there's a little bit of free space. Alright, let's open it up. Oh, no. Why did you have to do that? Okay. Lift it up. Lift it up. Lift it up. How do I even fix that? It's about to fall out of the grapple is what's about to happen. Let's let it go. Okay, I could work with that now. Well, I can't really. Gosh, why does it not just work the way it's supposed to work? I mean, come on. How hard is it for you to just go straight, obey physics, go straight into the truck? Because now I just had to take another minute to go chase down 2 little itty-bitty logs. I hate that. I hate that 100%. And in this one, which is all cockeyed and weird on the other side here, why? I don't understand. Alright, let's grab this. Let's pull it out this way without upsetting the one I just put in there. There we go. Now, let's not do that again. However, I think that's the last stack of wood that's going to be on the truck. Now we just got to worry about the trailer. Alright. Sit on top? Okay, he sat on top. Let's put on the tension strap for the truck here. There we go. All the stuff is locked down. Now we just have to do the trailer. we got to figure out whether or not this trailer was worth us even buying, which I think it will be. All right, let's grab another load. Should be in the middle right there, it looks like. I think it is. I'm going to call that perfect. I don't know about you. I think that's a good stack right there. All right. I'm just going to whip this all the way around. I'm not real, well, I am going to back up. It'll be smoother and faster if I just back up. Gosh, the only issue is the fact that those logs are so far back on the truck means that I have to have the logs farther back on the trailer as well, so I can make corners. Because right now I'm not going to be able to make a sharp right corner at all, really, just because of how the logs are sticking out. So I will need to be careful with that. But I think, most of it's all sharp right corners, actually, now that I think about it. So that may come to bite us in the butt. As long as physics don't glitch out and the truck doesn't go flying, I don't care. Damaged lumber is the log mill's fault, not mine. I mean, in real life, it'd be my fault, but you know what I mean. All right. Another sweet stack of wood there. This is definitely doable in 2 trips, or in 1 trip. Now, if we had done all the logs in 1 trip, it would not have been. Well, I say that, but if I had stacked the truck really tall, it would definitely be doable as well. So I don't know. Take from that what you will. But I think this trailer is going to do wonders for us. At least for me and my sanity and how much time it's going to take to stack these logs here. Nice and simple. And look at that. The sun's just starting to go down as we're loading the last few of these logs here. Perfect. I mean, how could you ask for a better end to a day than to finish up loading these last little bits, plow a field, on the side of a very steep hill. I mean, I get the graphics in this game aren't the greatest, okay? I mean, there's some parts are. The machine graphics are decent. The lighting, it's there. It's better than 22 and 19. But, I mean, come on. I did not like how I just did that. Let's go back and let's grapple that top one. Right there. Yeah, like I was saying, the graphics in this game, it's gotten better with volumetric fog and clouds and all that. But it's still not the greatest, I mean, it's no Emmy, Grammy Graphics Award winner. But you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it for what it is. And I think that's the idea, right? You got to give it to Giant Software. They are completely developing their own game engine while doing this. So, I mean, huge props to Giant Software. Honestly, they're doing behind the scenes. I know each farming simulator doesn't seem to add very much. At least it doesn't feel like it added very much, except for a few small features from 22 to this one and even 19. But just, I mean, come on. They're completely building a game engine, their own game engine to run this game. I mean, that alone is bragging rights. That alone is more than most people can say. So, again, props to Giant Software for the work they're doing on these games. It's just because they're doing their own game engine, it just takes a lot longer to release a game than it would be if you were just using something like Unreal Engine. But at the same time, they save a huge amount of costs by doing it with their own engine, or they don't. I don't actually know. Do they save a huge amount of costs by doing their own game engine? I don't know how that would work. Someone enlighten me in either the comments or the live chat here. But I don't think that's how it works. They're probably investing a lot of their own money in this, which I don't know if that's to develop more games in the future. If they're just building their engine and while they're doing it, they have, Farming Simulator, which is a very popular game. Or at least I think it's a very popular game. Is it a very popular game? I think so. All right. I am stoked. It just got really dark. Okay. Interesting darkness factor. But there we go. we have a truck and trailer with logs for the first time. We definitely could have fit that whole other load onto this trailer if we wanted, but that's okay. We're gonna have to turn on our lights here. It's getting dark already. What a perfect end to the day, the in-game day here. What a perfect end. Look at that. It's just relaxing. Okay, it's just very relaxing when everything ends up going just fine. You know, it may be a little difficult, you know, maybe a little boring. I may not be able to commentate the best. You know, there's hiccups along the way, right? But at the end of the day, I mean, how much better can it get than this? How much better can it get than this? It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And this is what I think a ton, especially the more popular video games, have just lost. They've lost these moments of satisfaction where it's just like, I did that. This is relaxing, you know. This is the reward for the hard work I put into it, for the time I put into it. It's a very justifiable reward, and we're gonna get to listen to deal with the train here. But it just, oh no, oh my. Well, I spoke too soon. My trailer has now fused with the truck. It drives. Somehow. I need to sell the wood ASAP. Oh no, this is bad. Right as I said, everything was satisfactory and going to plan. I love how I just got completely demolished by a train. Hilarious. I fear I am about to go flying. I fear I am about to fly. Why? Oh my goodness. A stupid train. I have to. I can't not. It is too risky to leave this on the ground and risk an hour's worth of work to go flying away than it is to just move it with power tools for a few seconds. Okay, I stop now. Oh my word. I can't believe the train just did that. I wasn't even, it was a stupid, oh my goodness. I have to. I don't want it to fly away on me. I don't. Oh my gosh, it's trying to fly. It is trying to fly. This is dangerous. Let's put it, try and get it centered in there. Hopefully when I sell the logs, it goes away. Sell wood. Oh my goodness. I don't even have words. I don't even have words. Why can I not? Okay. Oh my goodness. That was a rush. I don't like when things like that happen. I don't like, yeah. Maybe that's what I get for saying, you know, these games are just relaxing and AAA games are bad. Maybe that's what I get. Take from that what you will. But I am happy with how the end turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream, and I will catch you guys all in the next one here. See you.